Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, April 7th, at 3:27 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 687 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Matt Gaetz was the main opponent of Florida's non-consensual revenge porn law, GOP lawmaker says. Iran ship serving as Red Sea troop base near Yemen attacked. Kim says North Korea facing its worst ever situation. Virginia's Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax says Governor McAuliffe treated him like George Floyd, Emmett Till, after sexual assault allegations surfaced. Indonesia landslide death toll rises to 126, dozens missing. 2 children dumped from backhoe bucket, crushed studied at private Fort Worth school. Breyer says big Supreme Court changes could diminish trust. MRS, Sri Lanka beauty queen injured in on-stage bust-up. Child abandoned near border seen on video asking Border Patrol for help. Arkansas lawmakers ban youth transgender treatment and surgeries, overriding governor's veto. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. COVID-19 live updates. Pandemic has severely impacted human rights of millions around the world, says Amnesty, The Washington Post. Star golfers speak out on Georgia's new restrictive voting law ahead of the Masters, CNN International. Georgia voting, fact-checking claims about the new election law, BBC News. Half of new COVID cases are in just 5 states, 80% of teachers, childcare workers are vaccinated. Latest COVID-19 updates, USA Today. Chuck Schumer is thinking big, gridlocked Senate be damned, Politico. Demi Lovato says DMXOD scared her, it could have been me, TMZ. Why media hostility boosts Ron DeSantis, especially after 60 Minutes misfire, Fox News. Sennheiser's new microphones play well with phones and cameras alike, The Verge. Toddler shot in head in possible road rage incident in Chicago, NBC News. San Francisco School Board rescinds controversial school renaming plan, NPR. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Dave Chappelle spills the beans on who left the dirty notes for Trump staff at White House. Do bay leaves really add flavor to food? Experts make their case. 35 funny tweets about TikTok from parents. Brands pledge to support black influencers in 2020, so how are they doing? Stephen Colbert shows difference between Biden and Trump with a gag about pricks. Tucker Carlson goes full revisionist on the U.S. Capitol riot. Don Lemon demonstrates why Trump is the irrefutable king of cancel culture. Jimmy Kimmel flips Trump's latest swipe at Biden on its head. Candidate backed by Democrats elected Wisconsin schools chief. Senator Tom Cotton scorched for tweet claiming U.S. has an under-incarceration problem. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Local leader, slow pace will lead to another uprising. Service dog competes in Hero Dog Awards. Lawyers charged for allegedly stealing millions. Sewage from private system overflows into tributary. Body found positively identified as missing woman. Infrastructure plan expected to include bridge. Alleged victim speaks publicly for first time. Bill prohibiting vaccine mandate heads to Senate. Appleton International Airport opens quiet rooms during Autism Month. Small business owners looking for employees. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. The Morning at Night, April 15th. Targeting overseas tax shelters. Expert witness says Chauvin's force was excessive. Let's cut our ridiculous defense budget. 5 minutes that will make you love Brahms. Job training that's free until you're hired is a blueprint for Biden. In bid to boost its profile, ISIS turns to Africa's militants. Boehner blasts Trump, saying he incited a bloody insurrection. Their lawsuit prevented 400,000 deportations, now it's Biden's call. How debt and climate change pose a systemic risk to the global economy. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Indiana AG probing big tech, social media company methods limiting conservative content. Illinois Pritzker signs firefighter pension bill that Lightfoot slams backroom deal. Nikki Haley, Biden's border crisis, here are lessons he can learn from Trump's immigration example. Diamondbacks score 3 in 13th inning to beat Rockies 10-8. Massive 8 alarm blaze breaks out in Queens apartment building. A Bruce Lamb's 200th career homer, White Sox topple M's 10-4. Cratering Blues running out of time to salvage season. Curry, Warriors use furious finish to hold off Bucks 122-121. George scores 36, Clippers rout Trailblazers 133-116. Nikola Jokic's 27 points leads Nuggets past Pistons 134-119. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, April 7th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Baseball report, Shohei Ohtani impressive into-way start. The Masters, Augusta National is a private course with a public persona. FBI issues warning surrounding scammers, fake COVID-19 vaccine cards. CDC issues new guidance surrounding COVID-19 transmission from surfaces. Record travel on Easter weekend follows updated CDC guidelines. 2021 NWSL Challenge Cup kicks off on CBS Sports Network Friday, April 9th. Watch the Derek Chauvin trial live. COVID, San Francisco Chinatown businesses struggle to recover from pandemic shutdown. Pennsylvania lawmakers introducing bill to ban transgender girls from competing in women's school sports. Texas Governor Greg Abbott declines to throw first pitch at Rangers opener, blames MLB voter integrity false narrative after All-Star Game switch. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Pet owner lowers blanket out of window when his cats climb it to get indoors. Furious residents at war with developers over plans to demolish 300K home to build a cycle path. Kate Middleton's pub landlord reveals he had to apologize to Queen after faux pas at wedding. Tracy Cox reveals the answers to 10 most common sex questions in long-term relationships. Tamara Ecclestone jets to her 6th country during UK lockdown after spending Easter in LA. Pensioner, 77, is brutally killed in his $468,000 Buckinghamshire home. Locksmith fixes iron gates at Dick Donnelly's $5 million home after botched burglary attempt. Tom Leonard, why cannot we be like the land of the free? SNP could save PM from Tory revolt over domestic vaccine passports. Meghan Markle's designer pal Misha Anu announces she is also expecting a baby girl. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Myanmar teeters towards state collapse and civil war. AstraZeneca coronavirus vaccine shortfall hobbles Australia's rollout. U.S. military cites rising risk of Chinese move against Taiwan. Tokyo Olympic torch relay taken off streets of Osaka. Malaysian ex-PM Najib vows to fight bankruptcy over tax bill. Myanmar security forces attack town that resisted with arms. COVID-19 live updates. Pandemic has severely impacted human rights of millions around the world, says Amnesty. Tanzania's new leader acknowledged the pandemic and promised more civil rights. Critics are unconvinced. China researchers face abuse, sanctions as Beijing looks to silence critics. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus live news. EU drug agency to respond to AstraZeneca blood clot concerns. Delhi imposes curfew. European, U.S. stocks hover near record highs on COVID recovery hopes. Business live. Kanye West, Netflix buys documentary 21 years in the making. Hospitals try to curb astronomical emissions as pandemic brings new challenges. A system of global apartheid. Author Harsha Walia on why the border crisis is a myth. Race against the clock. The school fighting to save the Ojibwe language before its elders pass away. Hong Kong activists plead guilty but say history will absolve us. Pablo Amer. We didn't want to be Batman. We wanted to be Maradona. Gandalf the Red, confusing and cheap, but Soviet Lord of the Rings is curiously charming. Uncovering the hidden history of best-selling video games. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Many of Derek Chauvin's colleagues disagree with how he restrained George Floyd. Report, pandemic amped up anti-Semitism, forced it online. Arkansas legislature overrides veto on transgender health care bill. 2 injured in Maryland shooting, Navy suspect killed on military base, officials. 1-year-old shot in head during apparent road rage incident, police say. Video shows California officer shoot homeless black man. Texas governor bans mandated COVID-19 vaccine passports. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Georgia voting, fact-checking claims about the new election law. TikTok, teen saves boy after seeing crash on live stream. Greenland election, opposition wins amid mine controversy. Dubai deports group over nude balcony shoot. Crate escape, search for Irishman who airmailed Brian Robson home. COVID, Brazil has more than 4,000 deaths in 24 hours for first time. NYC doorman fired for not intervening in attack. Xinjiang cotton, Western brands blurred on China TV. India COVID-19, no end in sight as doctors battle second wave. Jordan's royal rift, a family feud erupts, but who's actually involved? The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Half of new COVID cases are in just 5 states. 80% of teachers, childcare workers are vaccinated. Latest COVID-19 updates. AP top stories April 7th. A. COVID toes, Moderna arm, all body rash, vaccines can cause skin reactions but aren't dangerous, study says. Derek Chauvin trial hive, expert calls use of force on George Floyd excessive, brother says trial is agonizing. 16 firefighters among 21 injured in NYC fire. Unmarked graves at Clemson sign of plantation past. Ethiopians speak of rape, murder and conflict. Today in history for April 7th. U.S., Iran start diplomatic dance over nuclear deal. Nassim Pedrad revisits teen years in Chad. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. San Francisco board halts renaming of public schools after months of furor and debate. Governor Caitlyn Jenner, another athlete turned celebrity reportedly interested in California's top office. Newsom expects K-12 schools to be open full-time in fall. As Los Angeles Police Department assesses Echo Park response, Chief Moore says city needs better plan for park closures. Los Angeles Police Department video shows black man arrested at his home during search for white suspect. LA County leaders move to expand anti-racist initiative to include Asian Americans. Woman stabbed in the face while driving on 91 freeway in Riverside. Which attractions will be open on Disneyland's opening day? More than 80 aftershocks from Monday's LA earthquake, but it doesn't raise a red flag. Hollywood actor arrested in alleged $227 million Ponzi scheme. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Trans girl stabbed to death in front of a school as violence spirals in Brazil. She was just 16 years old. A group representing Myanmar's ousted civilian government said Wednesday it has gathered 180,000 pieces of evidence showing rights abuses by the junta, including torture and extrajudicial killings. Nearly 600 people have been killed in a crackdown on anti-coup protests since February 1st. Amnesty International believes the extended toll of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic is due in part to a selfish national self-interest by global leaders opposed to international cooperation. Turkey's leader met to EU presidents, the woman among them didn't get a chair. Taiwan says we'll fight to the end if China attacks. Philippines fires off another diplomatic protest as China ships linger in West Philippine Sea. Two Uyghur ex-government officials in China's Xinjiang have been handed death sentences for carrying out separatist activities, a court said, as Beijing comes under increasing fire for its actions towards minority groups in the region. Alexei Navalny supporters detained and deny prison visit. U.S. asks Russia to explain Ukrainian border provocations. Ukraine looks to Canada for help with NATO membership as Russian military buildup grows. Amnesty International says Russia may be slowly killing Navalny. AstraZeneca trial in children paused after more blood clot reports in adults. White House says Ukraine has long aspired to join NATO and that the Biden administration has been discussing that aspiration with the country. U.S. and Chinese aircraft carrier sail into disputed South China Sea as fishing standoff rumbles on. Russia using Red Cross ambulances as a ruse to practice killing enemy forces. The next headlines are from Forbes. Indian government abolishes FCAT, Vishal Bhardwaj says sad day for cinema. U.S. craft beer production experienced its first modern-era decline in 2020, infographic. 2027 new record for renewable energy, what's the catch? San Francisco School Board suspends controversial plan to rename schools. Former UK chief prosecutor urges Interpol members to reject UAE candidate for presidency over human rights concerns. EXO member Baek Hyun makes history in Korea with his latest solo release. Rapgates reportedly asked Trump for a preemptive pardon. Monster Energy and Idol Rock collaborate on events to build community with artists and fans. GOP said to require a negative COVID-19 test to attend spring donor event in Florida. COVID is surging in Chile despite high vaccination rates. Here's why the U.S. should take notice. The next headlines are from Nature.com. U.S. funding studies and Biden's new health official. Am I arguing with the machine? AI debaters highlight need for transparency. Publisher correction, capillary flow is the cause of ring stains from dried liquid drops. U.S. universities call for clearer rules on science espionage amid China crackdown. The world must learn from COVID before diving into a pandemic treaty. Time to regulate AI that interprets human emotions. One scientist couples 5 suggestions to solve the two-body problem. National COVID debts, climate change imperils countries' ability to repay. Smoke from Australian fires turned up the heat in the southern sky. 6 caveats to valuing ecosystem services. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,697,056,581 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Cannes Lions goes virtual for 2021. Indian government quietly scraps censorship appeals body. UK live events plan post-COVID in hot water after comedy club cancellation. Classic cult film streamer Cultpix launches with 400 titles exclusive. Tehran co-producer Paper Entertainment adds Caroline O'Mara's development executive exclusive. Actor arrested for running film investment Ponzi scheme. Brandi Carlile recounts a life spurred by adventure, advocacy and virtuosity in Broken Horses, book review. Kanye West documentary lands at Netflix. Soul, The Mandalorian and the Midnight Sky lead Vez Awards. Participants Laurel Kim named Executive Vice President of Marketing. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Your weather forecast update: warmer climate will be the new normal. World's biggest vaccine maker very stressed as India sees record spike in COVID-19. A brief history of how racism shaped interstate highways. The military confronts extremism, one conversation at a time. Texas courts open eviction floodgates, we just stepped off a cliff. Fact check, how Colorado, Georgia voting laws differ despite conservatives' claims. San Francisco School Board rescinds controversial school renaming plan. Toronto suspends in-person classes as cases surge in Canada's most populous province. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson on transgender health care bill, step way too far. Governor aims to reopen California by mid-June, contingent on public health metrics. The following headlines are from The Week. The left pandemic purity culture. Late-night hosts roll their eyes at the GOP's fate to cancel Coke, Mitch McConnell's corporate cash hypocrisy. Clarence Thomas and the enigma of social media. Republicans' fake crusade against corporate power. 5 scathingly funny cartoons about MLB versus the GOP. Refund the police. The Daily Show's Trevor Noah explains vaccine passports, explores why Fox News hates them so much. Through Stump the Maestro, musical couple entertains a charmed audience. COVID-19 opened doors to take-out cocktails, outdoor dining. States are now deciding whether to close them. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. The winding road to net zero leads offshore. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Lunar Gateway will maintain its orbit with a 6-kilowatt ion engine. Uranus X-rays are probably reflected sunlight, but there could be another source as well. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, April 7th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Scientists detect X-rays from Uranus. The Coma Cluster contains thousands of galaxies. International Dark Sky Week is April 5th to 12th. Newly discovered dino named the one who causes fear. The next news is from Politico. U.S., Iran move closer but stay apart in nuclear talks. Regulators walk fine line assessing AstraZeneca vaccine. European Union misses its first vaccination goal. Biden's first 100 days. Biden wants to cement a governing majority. His Build Back Better bill is his plan to do it. State lawmakers warm up to weed. Chuck Schumer is thinking big, gridlocked Senate be damned. Justice Breyer says big Supreme Court changes could diminish trust. Gates reported to have sought a blanket pardon from Trump. Corporate America tears to down Biden's infrastructure plan. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Turnbull's fate sealed by skittish backbenchers. Tommy Raudonikis, a devil on the field, rugby league's patron saint off it. Sydney's overnight success no surprise to rising Swan star. Brumbies bring back big guns, Red Star returns for top-of-table clash. It's our church, land managers aim to rebuild wrecked Stone Hill. Documents taken from property valuation firm and posted to dark web, court told. Perry's stunning fielding shows how far she's come. TAFE restructure forces job cuts and a spill of hundreds of positions. Quarantine hotel doctors working at more than one site. Racing Victoria hunting CEO for new integrated media business. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Peter Morici, how deficit spending could hand Congress to the Republicans. Livability, 9 cities with the coolest city parks right down the street. Slow EU vaccine rollout and Easter travel restrictions blamed for low Ryanair passenger numbers. NerdWallet, how using the right credit card can help you save on a big purchase. NerdWallet, are you worrying too much about running out of money in retirement? Europe markets, European stocks hover at record highs, with Shell leading the gains. The moneyest, I'm 30, my wife is 34, we saved $350K and I have $350K saved for retirement. Should we pay cash for a home, or take out a mortgage and invest it? In a world of fake news, more Americans are getting their COVID-related news from the same place. The moneyest, my cautionary tale, $11,000 is now in limbo after an $11 mistake on my 2020 tax return. TaxWatch, most people flunk this COVID-related tax quiz, can you do better? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Nokia and Lenovo conclude patent cross-licensing agreement, Globe Newswire. ASU is among the leaders in patents granted, startups launched, ASU Now. Giving AI inventorship would be a bridge too far, judge says, Law 360. Isama Okazaki, 92, dies, Nobel winner lit up the world with LEDs, The New York Times. Financial product differentiation using patents, a Canadian example, Part 2, J.D. Supra. Purge virus files disinfection patent with full claims and pending status on April 2, 2021, Green and Save. Reaching the post-MGen high bar for antibody patents, Law 360. Federal judge says law is crystal clear, AIS cannot be named inventors. National Law Journal, law.com. High-level overview of intellectual property protection for the cannabis industry, J.D. Supra. Proposed NIST rule escalates debate over Bidol march-in, BioWorld Online. The next headlines are from Quartz. How and why to protect your vaccine card. Olympic updates, AstraZeneca review, Bunny Handstands. How the pandemic pummeled the world's most famous shopping streets. India's response to COVID-19 must change after the new coronavirus variant. Are India's night curfews any good at curbing COVID-19 infections? What an estimated 80,000 store closings say about the future of U.S. retail. Brands End. AMC Theaters got a lifeline from Godzilla vs. Kong. Minimum corporate tax, SPACs go splat, ketchup shortage. The latest lockdown in India's richest state will cost the country's economy $5.4 billion. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Activision once again abuses DMCA to try to bury leak of new COD content. DC Appeals Court affirms sidelining of attorney Larry Klayman, who attempted to litigate both sides on multiple occasions. Tech Dirt Podcast Episode 277, Section 230 and the PACT Act. Another day, another ridiculous NY Times opinion piece that is confused about Section 230 and free speech online. Australian government proposes stripping internet users of their anonymity. Daily Deal, Raycon E50 wireless Bluetooth 5.0 earbuds. UK politicians getting serious about ending end-to-end encryption. Broadband provider Wide Open West tries to justify unnecessary broadband caps using pizza. Judge says DIA/SA can continue to be sued for stealing cash from airline passengers. Microsoft Xbox pushing backwards compatibility hard, with specific nods towards game preservation. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Warriors. Isaiah Thomas. Dogecoin. Mitch McConnell. Caitlyn Jenner. Orlando Arcia. Man City vs Dortmund. Joss Whedon. Fort Detrick. COVID-19 vaccine. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. European Union welcome a new Russian-backed Great Eurasian Partnership, Moscow says, if Brussels sees value in turning to East. Watch business owners clash with police as anti-lockdown protest turns violent in Rome. Rescuers extract Buddhist monk from flooded cave after harrowing 4-day ordeal, photos. UK seeks to curb big tech dominance with launch of new regulator. A miracle if his back survives, golf hook DeChambeau baffles fans with crazy speed swing tee shots ahead of US Masters, video. Russian-Afghanistan war vet fulfills childhood dream by building all-terrain vehicle using parts from 12 different cars, video. Extinction Rebellion activists arrested outside Barclays London HQ after breaking windows to protest bank's fossil fuel financing. Foreign agents who take cash from overseas will be allowed run in upcoming Russian elections, as long as they don't hide status. Coinbase reports record $1.8 billion revenue for Q1 ahead of its Nasdaq listing. UK starts rollout of Moderna COVID-19 jab ahead of schedule, with 5,000 doses distributed to vaccination centres in Wales. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. EU-Turkey relations, Erdogan left Europe Commission president speechless after humiliating snub. $8 trillion here, $8 trillion there. Turkey, Russia poised to sign space cooperation deal as new Turkish program struggles. Saudi Arabia hopes its patriots will start working in Yemen's Marib. A great step forward, EU praises Yellen's global minimum tax, says deal could come later this year. Fallout from Greensill collapse splatters British government, leaves taxpayers with big losses. Goldman bought $100 MOF Deliveroo shares during worst IPO ever, and still made money. Is the volunteer military too expensive, or is it global intervention that's too expensive? Uber pays blind woman $1.1 million after stranding her 14 times. Buchanan, for what should we fight, Russia or China? The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Coming to terms with Gandhi's complicated legacy. Kim says North Korea facing its worst ever situation. Afghanistan tops agenda of Russia-Pakistan talks in Islamabad. Croatia's war criminal Mirko Gorak, guilty or innocent? Malaysia's Najib Razak faces bankruptcy over $400 in tax bill. Another grim day of record new COVID cases in India. Bulletin ahead, battle for Yemen key to Iran's tension. Ramadan 2021, fasting hours around the world. Argument over port reveals Philippines COVID fiasco. Russia may be slowly killing Alexei Navalny, amnesty. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Graham, shut down the immigration system and have a timeout. FNC's Kilmaid, Fauci comments on baseball and cookouts, but not ordered because he's a politician. CNN's Lemon, king of cancel culture. Trump was cancelled by the voters. Local GA Democrat official to MSNBC, we are not enforcing ban on distribution of food, water to voters. Kennedy, a special kind of stupid to take punitive action against Georgia for voting bill. WH COVID advisor Slavitt, we think every adult can get vaccine as we get towards the end of May. Rand Paul, COVID mandates shouldn't be based on what we don't know, burden needs to be to prove vaccinated people are transmitting. MSNBC's Melber, Biden increasingly liberal, he sounds like the new Bernie. Kemp, MLB moving All-Star game from 51% black Atlanta to much wider Denver. CNN admits crime wave, highlights violence in Democrat-run cities. The next headlines are from UPI News. New York woman makes second Florida trip to collect lottery jackpot. Watch, police rescue speedy squirrel trapped inside metal pole. Look, man's collection of 7,095 Funko Pop figurines earns Guinness record. Watch, dog steals Russian TV reporter's microphone during live broadcast. Company offers 3 people $2,400 to watch 24 hours of true crime. Watch, firefighters, animal control officers rescue puppy from storm drain. Watch, school topples 3,750 cereal box Dominoes for Guinness World Record. Look, Australian rescuers remove cow stuck in backyard pool. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Boy hero saves sister from choking after watching John Cena, who congratulated him with the video. Bird protectors built a giant sandcastle to ensure these martins have a nesting home for years to come. Teen refugee collects thousands of coats for charity, with a little help from Mark Cuban. In 24 years California has cut toxic air pollution by 78%, resulting in 82% fewer attributable deaths. Tesco, the UK's biggest supermarket chain, removed 1 billion pieces of plastic from across its stores in 2020. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, April 7th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Sri Lankan national beauty pageant winner injured in on-stage bust-up as rival tries to steal crown. Dog interrupts live weather report in Moscow, borrowing journalist's microphone, Video World News. Kim Kardashian West joins Billionaires Club. Tire-related chemical is largely responsible for adult coho salmon deaths in urban streams. Norwegian caught trying to dodge quarantine by skiing over border. How Mexico's most powerful cartel used eBay to arm themselves with military gear. Radio host Steve Quayle claims zombies could attack Earth on televangelist Jim Bakker's show. Yahoo Answers, a haven for the confused, is shutting down. FBI probes match fixing in Counter-Strike esports. There's a cannabis ambulance that makes house calls in Maine. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Google removes a fake Netflix app that's been spreading malware via WhatsApp. Future-proofing your business isn't about tech, it's about these 3 key elements. These new iOS icons may give us a glimpse of Apple's upcoming design language. Here's why Microsoft is submerging its servers in freaky deaky fluids. Polestar challenges itself to make an entirely carbon-neutral car by 2030. Amid the live audio app boom, Clubhouse is reportedly seeking funding with a $4 billion valuation. Report, Sonos and IKEA's next Symphonisk speaker may double as wall art. Google apparently just leaked its cheaper Pixel Buds A. Stockholm to replace diesel boats with super-fast electric ferry in 2022. New AI technique transforms any image into the style of famous artists. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Maddening of liver disease comes from a surprising source. Fossil discovery deepens snakefly mystery. A quick morning reflection could make you a better leader, even if you're not the boss. Key brain molecule may play a role in many brain disorders. Woman's pain not taken as seriously as men's pain. Dark energy survey physicists open new window into dark energy. High levels of arsenic and uranium in some wells. Screening for skin disease on your laptop. Leptin puts the brakes on eating via novel neurocircuit. Novel biomarker for glucocorticoids could help tailor treatments. The next headlines are from Information Week. 11 things IT professionals wish they knew earlier in their careers. The Business of Experience, a CIO toolkit for the year ahead. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, April 7th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA invites public to take flight with Ingenuity Mars helicopter. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Salt Lake City's Downtown Ambassador program extends to North Temple. Paris Hilton, Utah lawmakers celebrate restrictions on troubled teen centers, and promise more reforms. More than 1.5 million COVID-19 vaccinations have been administered in Utah. With 4 Bayou Cougars in the transfer portal, center Matt Harms reconsidering his decision to leave. Will Salt Lake County have its own mask mandate? Council awaits recommendation from Health Director. Bagley cartoon, Senate bylaws. Utah Jazz will treat Wednesday's 1 versus 2 matchup against the Suns like just another game, and also like a playoff game. Utah's minority political parties welcome Oaks talk disputing belief that Latter-day Saints should be Republicans. Police identify Ogden man who killed his ex-girlfriend, then himself. Raymond A. Holt, Mike Lee rants against voting rights for Americans. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Government audit of AI with ties to white supremacy finds no AI. SpaceX president says Starlink doesn't plan to offer tiered pricing. Great Britain's electricity system has greenest day ever over Easter. Google AI research manager quits after 2 ousted from group. Cyberware attack shuts down vehicle emissions testing in Georgia and 7 other states. GM is building an electric Chevy Silverado with 400 miles of range. Congress says foreign intel services could abuse ad networks for spying. Bitcoin mining emissions in China will hit 130 million tons by 2024. Google open sources LaR in beta to reduce voice call bandwidth usage. Google now supports Rust for underlying Android OS development. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Kara Spencer concedes mayoral election. Another deadly day, 4 dead, 2 injured in shootings in St. Louis area. Voters decide to keep St. Louis earnings tax. Tishora Jones to be next mayor of St. Louis. 3 union men found dead from carbon monoxide poisoning. Suspicious package at St. Louis Lambert Airport disrupts traffic. Missouri High Court okays lawsuit against St. Louis Catholic School. Detectives investigate body found in High Ridge. April 6th vote, St. Louis area election results. Missouri DHSS confirms first case of South African variant in state. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Local woman runs 33 miles in a day in autism awareness campaign. Weber nears victory in special election for 79th Assembly District seat. Orange Tier peels away more restrictions for breweries, distilleries. Neighbors protest potential placement of sexually violent predator in East County home. Teen wounded in shooting, search underway for gunman. Tatis Jr. shoulder injury won't require surgery, added to 10-day IL. Plus up stimulus check payments, how they work and who is eligible. Caitlyn Jenner most possible run for California governor. Council confirms hotel occupancy tax measure, sends issue to courts. Raw sewage from Mexico continues to taint Southern California beaches, efforts to stop it fall short. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. UAE's Chunmoo rocket launcher acquisition confirmed. Stephen Blank, Biden administration must provide F-15 jets to Ukraine. U.S. Navy deploys Theodore Roosevelt carrier strike group to South China Sea. Russia begins massive military exercise. China confirms that its aircraft carrier formation conducts training near Taiwan. Russia sends sniper squads to eastern Ukraine. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Zhang's Hexin, a tragedy of the Cultural Revolution. Washington and Beijing inch forward on climate talks, even as Biden pitches green investments to outcompete China. Is the strictest plastic ban in history working in China? Hanford's China Alley, a historic Chinatown in rural America. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Mass vaccination site at Oakland Coliseum to remain open. Cruise Battle House fire burning in Oakland. Controversial video, Hayward police seen punching, kicking suspect during arrest. UCSF doctor discusses future of CA's mask mandate. Best news in a year, San Francisco businesses react to June 15th reopening. Family files federal lawsuit over deadly shooting of homeless man in Danville. Fairfield teen shot has 24 hours left to live, parents, doctors say. Crone 4 exclusive, armed smash and grab at San Jose jewelry store caught on camera. Teen on spring break trip to Disney World rescues toddler from drowning. Google, San Jose revealed $200 in development for Downtown West project. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Japan's Toshiba studies acquisition proposal by Global Fund. Gokskowski prevailing in three-way race for Des Plaines mayor. Incumbent Holin wins re-election in College of DuPage battle. McLeod appears headed to sixth term as Hoffman Estates mayor. Hofert prevailing in Mount Prospect mayor's race. Incumbent Lake County mayors hold leads but surprises surface. Incumbents re-elected in Stevenson 125 school board race. Union, GOP split the seats in District 220, incumbent Shackleton ousted. Burns wins sixth term, but other Fox Valley mayors appear ousted. Cole 7 shutout innings, 13 Ks leads Yanks over Orioles 7-2. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Construction on Seattle monorail begins ahead of National Hockey League's fall arrival. Washington health officials report 6 cases of salmonella linked to wild songbirds. World's first large-scale human composting facility set to open in Washington in April. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia, Zambia. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, China, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Green alert for tropical cyclone Sarah 21. Population affected by category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for tropical cyclone 21. Population affected by category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, April 7th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. The Pentagon's all-hell-breaking loose scenario for climate change. The U.S. needs a stronger cyber defense against Russia. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. 1 killed, 3 in critical condition in wrong-way crash on West Park Tollway. Harvey and tax day flooding polluted reefs more than 100 miles offshore, Rice University study finds. Details highlight similarities in 22 lawsuits filed against Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. Man arrested with loaded AR-15 outside Washington Avenue Club after threatening to return to shoot. University of Houston to celebrate men's basketball team after Final Four on today. Small chance for a big storm Wednesday. Why is the COVID-19 pandemic causing a ketchup shortage? Harris County Precinct 1 Deputy Constable arrested on drug and money laundering charges. Deshaun Watson case, if allegations are true, this could be career killer, legal experts say. Students explore alternative careers at Fort Bend ISD's News Center. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Taiwan trains to blow horns on Thursday in tribute to train drivers. Crew evacuated as Dutch cargo ship risks sinking off Norway. Global stocks mixed after Wall Street rally on economic optimism. Explainer why is North Korea skipping the Tokyo Olympics? Taiwan filmmaker Ang Lee sends condolences to train crash victims. Truck driver placed first call to tow company following Diraco Express accident. Lin Chialong says resignation following train crash still pending. Damaged railway section to resume operation on April 20th. More than 18,000 Taiwanese received AZ vaccine so far, CECC. Review, Rhiannon Giddens considers the meaning of home. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Trump HUD appointee Lynn Patton penalized for violating Hatch Act. Man kills 3 people then shoots himself at daughter's 9th birthday party in Brooklyn. Extra extra, everyone has a pandemic burnout story. At the request of Andrew Yang, Vax Daddy takes the public stage in Washington Heights. Midtown doorman fired for not helping Asian woman beaten outside building. The state budget sausage is almost made, what we know so far. The city's best LOT can be found steps from the 7th train in Jackson Heights. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Is this the best subway showtime performance of all time? New York City's new mobile vaccine bus aims to reach vulnerable New Yorkers. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Counter hate-driven movements, Guterres urges, reflecting on Rwandan genocide. Transforming Global Food Systems and LT, BR and GT, Jose Graziano da Silva on the path to zero hunger. Cathedral of the Green Revolution Charles Raziano da Silva on UN Food Systems Summit. A healthy Indian Ocean feeds, protects, and connects all South Asians. Sudan, fighting in West Darfur triggers rising death toll. Women and girls to the front. COVID-19, AstraZeneca vaccine benefits still largely positive. Getting to better than normal in a post-COVID-19 world. Staggering scale of acute hunger in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Renewable energy access key to climate adaptation in Africa, UN chief. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. The IMF and World Bank, who pay no taxes, are about to talk about tax hikes and inequality. Dr. Fauci cannot explain why Texas COVID cases keep dropping despite reopening. Kaboom, Texas bans vaccine passports. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Family sues after California man dies in taco eating contest. Horses can recognize themselves in a mirror. No, the Ever Given cargo ship didn't get stuck again. Arkansas lawmakers enact transgender youth treatment ban. Facebook removes accounts tied to Iranian exile group. Which states ban giving food and water to voters at polling places? Is Matt Gaetz' hair in this photo real? Nearly half of new U.S. virus infections are in just 5 states. How accurate are claims about flight attendant Nirja Bennett and the 86 Pan Am hijacking? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. MLB All-Star lineup, Colorado vs. Georgia. Fact-checking claims about the Georgia voting law. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Sharon Osbourne says these texts prove she did apologize to Cheryl Underwood after Meghan Markle fight. Recreating a lost American whiskey. How Nazis used music to celebrate and facilitate murder. Why is everyone surprised by how cool Milwaukee is? Conservatives shunning sports to own the libs are dunking on themselves. Biden about to make huge, last-second gamble on Afghanistan. The crop top is back, and it demands to be seen. Filmmaker interviews Dead Silence of the Lambs serial killer Ed Gein in crazy new doc. A crazed GOP wants to cancel baseball, Coke and big business. How Q tried to pin the whole thing on Steve Bannon. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Ex-Yankee James Paxton exits with injury in first return start with Mariners. New Yankee Jameson Taylor finally set to return to mound. Yankees Jay Bruce comes up with big blast, key defensive play. Mets J.D. Davis to get second round of X-rays. Yankees Gleyber Torres has another rough defensive game. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Insight tracks down the origin of 2 big Mars quakes. A starry sense of wonder can combat fears and doubts about science. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Dr. Fauci says U.S. on the brink of a COVID surge as cases rise. States expand vaccine eligibility and relax coronavirus restrictions. Biden moves adult vaccine eligibility deadline to April 19. White House moves up vaccine eligibility timeline, says no federal vaccine passports. Hurricane devastation prompts migrants to flee Guatemala. COVID-19 vaccine eligibility opens up as cases rise. Biden moves up deadline for COVID vaccine eligibility to April 19. Biden to move up deadline for adult vaccine eligibility. NASA's Ingenuity mini-helicopter survives first night alone on Mars. Toxic wastewater reservoir in Florida on brink of collapse. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Cuomo signs off on legislation rolling back legal immunity for nursing homes. Fire starting California utility PG&E criminally charged for 2019 Kincaid fire. Trump appears to keep a mini statue of himself in his office. Connecticut man traveled to Florida to kill ex-girlfriend, was stopped at last second by cops while carrying loaded gun, police say. Rep Matt Gaetz to headline pro-Trump women's gala amid sex trafficking probe scandal. Fourth grade girl persuades Old Navy to finally ship jeans with pockets. 6 dead in Texas murder-suicide after brothers make pact, leave chilling note, hey everyone, I killed myself and my family. Toddler critical with gunshot to head in road rage dispute, 7 others wounded in separate shooting. New Jersey man allegedly choked Burger King worker after mask dispute. Nearly half of new COVID cases in the U.S. are in just 5 states, and New York is one of them. The following headlines are from military.com. Army begins clinical trials on vaccine that may be effective against all coronaviruses. Marines launch new probe into fatal AAV accident as families demand accountability. Air Force's hypersonic ARRW missile fails first flight test. Officials ID Navy corpsman who shot 2 sailors before being killed by police. Army's 18th Airborne Corps turns to Dragon's Lair for ideas to address suicide. Lack of training a factor in ATV rollover that killed 26-year-old airman in Kuwait. Officials ID remains of sailor killed in Pearl Harbor attack. New book on Navy reading list prompts Senator to introduce bill banning racial bias training. Coronavirus concerns have Army looking at biometrics to replace plastic ID cards. The U.S. is worried about its critical mineral supply chains, which are essential for the nation's defense. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Little Village community members renew calls for release of police video after shooting of 13-year-old Adam Toledo. 2 suburban mayors caught up in federal investigations appear headed to new terms in municipal elections. The Spin, VP Kamala Harris visits Chicago vaccination site, Bakery Lightfoot says city will meet Biden's April 19 deadline to open vaccine eligibility. It's election day in the burbs. My baby has been shot, boy, 1, critically injured in road rage shooting near Grant Park on Lakeshore Drive, Chicago police say. As Vice President Kamala Harris visits city's COVID-19 vaccination facility for union workers, Mayor Lori Lightfoot says Chicago will meet President Joe Biden's call to open vaccine eligibility to all U.S. adults by April 19. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, Lightfoot says Chicago will meet Biden's call to open vaccine eligibility to all U.S. adults by April 19, 2,931 cases and 13 deaths reported Tuesday. The rush is now on to vaccinate Illinois college students before they leave campus for summer break, but will the shots be required for them to come back? Warm and rainy, temps could climb above 80 in Chicago area before chance of thunderstorms Wednesday. Column, Pauls Linden, Scott's Ginkgo, 2 families hope to save their memorial trees from being axed for a putting green. Families trying to save memorial trees. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Parts of U.S.'s southernmost states will tropicalize as climate changes. The incredible bacterial homing missiles that scientists want to harness. The future of biodiversity collections. We don't know how most mammals will respond to climate change, warn scientists. Do school-based interventions help improve reading and math in at-risk children? Poor children are failed by system on road to higher education in lower-income countries. Wellness, burnout, and discrimination among BIPOC counseling students. Organic composts may help farmers prevent foodborne disease outbreaks. How has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted people's interactions with nature? 60 years after Gagarin, Russia lags in the space race. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, April 7th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Will cryonically frozen bodies ever be brought back to life? You may be eating more than you think. Here's how food journaling can help. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. City gives the Brune New Deal, reveals EPL's highest payroll. Russia to boost ties with Pakistan, supply military gear. China warns Washington not to boycott Winter Olympics. Grim Reaper Berlin artist protests Brazil's virus stance. Osaka issues virus spike warning, wants torch relay rerouted. EU agency to share results of probe into AstraZeneca shot. Hong Kong activists plead guilty to joining democracy rally. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Word Game, April 7th, 2021. Horoscopes April 7th, 2021, Jackie Chan, do what you do best, prosper. Bridge, April 7th, 2021. Ask Amy, the other grandma gets to babysit, I can only watch the dog. Harriet Cole, I'm furious with my careless house sitter. Miss Manners, the cat's owners were too generous with their thanks. Dear Abby, he didn't want another Barbie doll, but my weight repels him. Oakland, firefighters control 3-alarm West Oakland fire. Steph Curry scores 41 as Warriors rally to get much-needed win over Bucks. Matt Whistler gives up go-ahead homer, SF Giants lose to spoil strong debut from Aaron Sanchez. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Iran sets new record for virus infections amid holiday surge. Grim Reaper Berlin artist protests Brazil's virus stance. Third health minister fired in virus-hit Czech Republic. Ryanair sees break-even earnings amid slow COVID-19 recovery. Lawmakers reconvene to take up Northam's changes to bills. State medical examiner to reopen Northern Kentucky office. The next headlines are from The Intercept. NYPD Goon Squad manual teaches officers to violate protesters' rights. The Democratic Party's consultant factory. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Study examines ADHD symptoms, stress, and resilience in college students. New findings on how diabetes impacts bone health. Comfort care beneficial for hospitalized stroke patients, yet disparities in use persist. Are early treatments for cerebral palsy effective? Development of a large CO2 conversion system, a core carbon neutrality technology. New insights on cause of anaphylaxis following COVID-19 vaccination. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 3 wounded in drive-by in West Garfield Park. 2 shot, 1 fatally, in Chatham. 19 shot, 5 fatally, Tuesday in Chicago. Jose Abreu slam, his 200th career HR, caps White Sox rout of Mariners. Horoscope for Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. Woman critically injured in Austin crash. Getting no help from his defense, Lucas Giolito works overtime, piles up strikeouts. Toddler critically wounded in road rage shooting on Lakeshore Drive near Grant Park. 16-year-old boy killed in Lawndale shooting, police. Alzolay starts poorly, Cubs bats sleep and Contreras plunk again as Brewers win 4-0. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Tishora Jones will be St. Louis' next mayor. The Big Mad, Medicaid Mendacity, Lady Rush and the Dream of a Better April Fools. Metalak the Lion's Daughter continues to evolve with skin show, its best to date. Under a short-lived committee, some businesses jumped ahead in Missouri vaccine line. Todd Brew chair keeps St. Louis quenched with Southside Alchemy's award-winning mixes. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. With COVID-19 surging again in Michigan, there's a race for vaccinations. Getting one at the FEMA site at Ford Field is a breeze. Savage Love, concessions. Free Will Astrology, April 7th to 13th. Anti-vax logic. No bull for racists. Vans offers merch inspired by Detroit's American Coney Island as part of its Foot the Bill program. Lake Superior State University offers first scholarships for its cannabis chemistry program. Detroit's Baobab Fair offers extended hours for Ramadan, family-style dishes. Detroit's largest cannabis dispensary, Leaf and Bud, readies for 4/20 grand opening. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. For better and, mostly, worse, Rockets all in on youth movement. Discovery Green opens revitalized play space. Former Rice fencing coach accused of sexually assaulting Houston teen in 90s. Musical comic Matt Griffo leads a night of tunes, visual art and humor at Studio Regina. Houston Concert Watch 4/7, Jacko Pierce, Mike Donnell and more. Star testing suspended because of technical issues today. First accuser of Deshaun Watson speaks publicly, we were all deceived. Which NFL teams are most disappointed in the Deshaun Watson legal news? Jim Weaver carries the weight in the legacy of the band. From Gershwin to gospel, soprano Nicole Houston in concert for HGO. The next headlines are about world records making news. 1,262 days and counting, Aussies just cannot stop winning, Daily Telegraph. Model train plays record-breaking melody with 2,840 water glasses, Guinness World Records. Another year, another Bulgari world record, Yahoo Lifestyle UK. Hyundai-owned automaker Genesis breaks world record for largest drone performance, Hypebeast. Scottsdale octogenarian golfer drives into record book neighbors, Scottsdale.org. NSW teen breaks snowboard icons world record, Morning Bulletin. Boy, 4, holds record for reciting periodic table, KMBC Kansas City. O'Connell equals world record again, KMMO.com. Woman with world's longest nails has them cut after almost 30 years, Guinness World Records. Borgia Alam Gate Raftery to break world record for live music events, The Missourian. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Jeff Bezos supports corporate tax hike but conspicuously fails to endorse $2 trillion infrastructure bill. A new phishing campaign sends malware-laced job offers through LinkedIn. Clubhouse reportedly thinks it's worth $4 billion now. Facebook sure seems desperate to pass this latest data breach off as old news for some reason. SpaceX president says Starlink doesn't plan to offer tiered pricing. Apple, we know the AirTags are coming, let's go already. Signal is adding a new privacy-focused payments feature. Report, Clearview AI's facial recognition has been used by over 1,800 public agencies. Big Telecom's voting rights stance is as treacherous as it is hollow. Employee indicted for hacking Kansas water utility and trying to shut down key systems. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Garua in Cameroon at 111.56 degrees Fahrenheit or 44.2 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Cruise industry salty over CDC plan to keep travelers safe from COVID at sea. Russia's Twitter throttling may give censors never-before-seen capabilities. The best game deals we could find in the PlayStation and Xbox spring sales. Intel's Ice Lake Xeon comes out swinging at AMD's Epic Milan. Chip shortage shows no signs of abating, may drag into 2022. Yahoo answers to end as Trump fans see plot to silence conservatives. tvOS code hints at a new Apple TV 4K with 120Hz playback. Sand, Sun, and electric off-road subs, Extreme E holds its first race. How the Supreme Court saved the software industry from API copyrights. Pixel 5 sees dramatically improved GPU performance after April patch. The following headlines are from Raw Story. How a suspected QAnon leader tried to pin the violent, culty conspiracy movement on a former Trump official. The threat from within, inside the right-wing extremism lurking in the U.S. military. Why Mitch McConnell is struggling to keep the GOP's central bargain from falling apart. Matt Gaetz gets speaking slot at Trump Club hosted by group that held pre-insurrection rally. White Boy Summer, how Tom Hanks' son is inspiring neo-Nazis eager for the return of the Third Reich. Trump stood on a stage with Putin and took his side, Fox News slammed after reporter's COVID question. Colbert tells 16-year-olds needing ID for COVID vaccine to just use DMs from Matt Gaetz. MLB pushback, Republicans falsely claim Colorado's voting laws stricter than Georgia's. Betsy DeVos's hand-picked Wisconsin State School Superintendent candidate loses. Tishora Jones makes history, winning St. Louis mayoral seat as first black woman. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. The TikTok trend that has immigration lawyers worried. JP Morgan secretly emails the Trump administration about bailing out the oil industry. Lady Bird Johnson was a falcon of a first lady. Don't listen to the GOP, Colorado may stink at baseball, but it wins on voting. This former Trump official was just banned from federal office for violating the Hatch Act. False barriers, these things should not prevent you from getting a COVID vaccine. Fossil fuel firms reaped billions in COVID tax breaks, then laid off thousands of workers. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Dan Wertheimer and Paul Horowitz to share 2021 Drake Award, Eureka Alert. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Neuromorphic computing market, global industry size, share, growth factors, companies, application, large-scale molecular, case study, review, development, COVID-19 impact, future prospects, demand and forecast, the Bisous Network, the Bisous Network. Full text, intracerebral hemorrhage and depression IJGM, Dove Medical Press. Aptinix recommences Phase 2 study of NIX 458 in patients with cognitive impairment associated with Parkinson's disease dementia and dementia with Lewy bodies, Biospace. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Selenium supplementation provides health span benefits in mice, medical news today. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, April 7th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on in, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.